known me for a little while, you know that I just came back from a 2.5 week long vacation in the US, and I'm not really in the mood or in the spirit to really read. So what we're doing this week is reading 200 pages a day in the hopes of fixing my reading habit, because right now it's not good. I've seen a lot of other people on BookTube do this, so this is by no means an original idea, okay? Everybody's doing it, and it looks like so much fun. It also looks like a little bit of a challenge, so we are trying this week. And I am starting with Powerful. So this has about 218 pages. So this is essentially this is a one-day project for me, okay? We're trying to read this today. I'm excited, also terrified, because I had mixed opinions on Powerless. Now with Powerful, I have high hopes. This is set in a world that is divided by magic, so there's people with and people without magic. People without magic don't really have the right to exist. Our main character in the Powerless doesn't have magic, but is hiding within this cluster of people. So in this case, we're talking about Adina, and this is kind of her short story, and I'm really, really excited to read it. Anyway, let's start reading this book. I'm on page 221. It's the last page of the book. I'm crying just a little bit. I'm crying a lot. Personal opinion on Powerful. I liked it more than I liked Powerless, simply because it was a more original story. Sure, it was very short. It was 200 pages. I'm not okay, just because I kind of forgot what happened at the end of Powerless, so I'm obviously not okay. Is it worth reading this book? Yes. Yes, it definitely is worth reading this book. I liked it a lot. But that means I'm done with this book. Did this take me long? Absolutely no, it did not take me long, okay? It took me like an hour to read this. 200 pages of this, that's just look at these pages. I mean, there's a lot going on, but also not that much. I also have to think about which book I will be reading later on, because I still have a lot of time left today to read. I'm actually thinking of reading the last book in the Magnolia Parks series, the last one that's out right now, which is Magnolia Parks Into the Dark. I might as well start reading that. However, that book is 700 pages long. It's just a lot. Alrighty, the next book, as already predicted, as I told you before, is the 5th book in the Magnolia Parks series. I feel like this book is going to give me a little twisty twist, because the ending of the 3rd book, and thereby also the ending of the 4th book, gave me one of the worst feelings in the world, but in the best way possible. I was just devastated. I'm also probably going to read this as a Kindle book sometime in the middle of the book, because I don't want to crease the spine. Yes, I am like that. We don't talk about it. Anyway, I'm going to see what Jessa Hastings will do with my brain, and if I can slow down at any point in time today, because right now it's not looking so good for me and my mental health. Let's get reading. Hi! It's Tuesday. Now, did I read anything yesterday other than what I was supposed to read? Yes, I did. I read 4 pages of the next Magnolia Parks book. Anyway, we are going into Magnolia Parks. Now, Magnolia Parks, if you don't know, is kind of like a Gossip Girl-ish, but make it London. So they're in London, but they're all very rich and very extra. And we have this extremely toxic relationship between Magnolia and BJ, who are our main characters. And the whole series is the whole thing. I made a video on it, if you want to watch it, up there. This is the 5th book in that series, okay? I read 4 books in the series already, and we're just jumping into this book, starting with the 200 pages. I'm now, as I've said before, on page 4, so we're gonna be reading to at least page 204 today. Let's get into this book. Alrighty, I'm officially on chapter 24 now, which means, hold up, where am I now? I'm officially on page 208, which means I did my 200 pages today, which means I'm proud of myself and I can proudly go to bed knowing I did enough reading today. For now, for today, that's it, and I will see all of you in the morning, or like in the afternoon, whenever I decide to read tomorrow, with my next 200 pages. Until then, good night. Good morning, or should I say good... what time is it? Afternoon, almost? We're back with Magnolia Parks because it is Wednesday and I am ready to read. I placed the bookmark in here in a weird sense of pretending that I actually read this book when in reality I read this and I am 31% in. I read one chapter last night after we last saw each other, so I'm currently starting with chapter 25. I just have to say, I like the Daisy Hates books a lot more just because they're just a little less toxic. Like, they're still extremely toxic, but just less than this. What bothers me so much is that even though he knows it's wrong, BJ is still the biggest liar on the planet, and I hate it so much. I think it's time to just dive right into reading, and I will see you all with an update in a bit. You're getting an update because I feel like I haven't given you guys an update in a very long time. It is now almost 8 p.m. and I have 50 more pages to go until the 200 page mark. I am in this weird kind of limbo phase where I'm not sure what to think of the book at this very moment because I just don't know. I am loving some things and I'm hating some other things about it. I feel like that's just the feeling that you get with Magnolia Parks. Back to the topic at hand, Magnolia, BJ. It's alright. Is it groundbreaking? No, it's not. It's way too long. Why is this book so fucking long? Like, I feel like at this point, you could have just, like, ended the book. There is no need for all this stuff that's going down. I'm officially 50% into the book, halfway through, and I'm already done with it. I don't want to anymore. It's too much. I don't have the patience to sit through it. Just no. Let's read. Ta-da! I am on page 409, aka chapter 52. I've said it before and I will say it again. Romance books do not need to be 700 pages long. There can only be so much back and forth until it becomes boring, because essentially that's all there is in this book. It's always just like one of them messes up, the other doesn't trust them anymore, and that's that. And then they like make up again because of course it's a lie and the press made everything up. Annoying is what they are. Magnolia is annoying. BJ is annoying. They annoy me. I will get back to reading. I will go to sleep, and I will see you all in the morning, hopefully after I've read another big chunk of this book, and finally tomorrow starting a new book, a fresh book, because I need that in my life. It is Thursday morning, and I am still reading Magnolia Parks. Am I having a good time? Debatable. I'm just not having the greatest time. So, I have decided what I will do because I don't want to DNF the book. I think I could. I am at a point where I'm like, I don't care anymore. I am 460 pages in. Now, that's more than halfway. The Kindle says it's 64% done. So what I will do is get the audiobook and listen to the rest of the book during the day today. I think that's a good compromise. I know that some people think it's cheaty to listen to an audiobook when you don't want to read, but I don't think that reading is cheaty, and this is my challenge, and so I will listen to the rest of the book as an audiobook. Keep in mind that is definitely more than 200 pages, because Well, actually, it's like 240 pages left. Anyway, we will buy it for a credit, confirm it. The best thing about this, by the way, is that it will sync up to my Kindle. Okay, I've said this before and I will say it again. Best feature in the world is that when I go here, it's immediately on chapter 59, which is where I am at. It's the best thing in the world is that the Kindle and the Audible app both just sync. Anyway, let's listen. Who finished the audiobook? It's me. I did. I quite enjoyed where the end was going. Like, the end, the whole trip that they were on, I enjoyed that part. Like, up from there on, it was fun again, but I then continued to just listen to it because that way I could just lay on my back and stare at the ceiling, which is also very fun. So that's what I've been doing. Which also means that now I'm done with the story of Magnolia Parks. So I think, like, I'm not 100% sure, but as far as I understand it and as far as it makes sense for the story, we're done with BJ and Magnolia and we're gonna get one more Daisy book. Just because I need context for the stuff that happened with Daisy in this book. So obviously, like, I need a little bit more of that. But I have a feeling that the next Daisy book is going to be a thick one, just because a lot has to happen in that one. So yeah. It's going to be interesting, that's for sure, but I'm also very glad this is over. I do think that the ending was a lot better than this middle part that was just extremely repetitive. Overall, I would say this is not my favorite of the Magnolia Parks Daisy Hates universe, but I still did it. I still finished the book and I'm happy about it. Good morning. It is actually morning. Now, what are the plans? The reading plans? They're funny. I'm not, apparently. I am going to read Funny Story by Emily Henry. I've heard good things, I've heard bad things about this book. I'm kind of going into it blind. I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea what's gonna happen. I don't know at this point, but I'm ready to find out. Now, with Emily Henry books, I feel like they're always good, but for me personally, they've never been extraordinary. They've never been life-changing. And I know people that were like, oh my gosh, Happy Place, best book of the year last year. I was like, Happy Place, that's a fun book, but it's not, it won't move my world. Let's just start reading because I want to know if this book is worth the talk. I took a nap. Also, I am 120 pages into the book. It's super, super good so far. I'm having a good time because it combines a lot of things and it's also very comforting and very cozy, nice. I am obsessed with the characters. Let me tell you what Funny Story is about because I have not told you yet and maybe you don't know. So, Funny Story is about Daphne, and Daphne has this fiance that she's been with for 3 years. They're about to get married, and it's his bachelor party, and after the bachelor party, he comes back home and he's like, I'm breaking up with you because I'm getting together with my childhood best friend. And Daphne is a little shocked that she doesn't know what's happening, and then he just goes away for a week with this new girlfriend of his, and she needs to move out because they live together. So she moves in with the new girlfriend's ex-boyfriend. His name is Miles. So what do? They pretend to be a couple because they want a little bit of revenge. Not too much, like the healthy amount of revenge. It's so fun so far. I am loving the plot line. I'm having a good time. I'm enjoying this a lot more than I was enjoying Happy Place, which is saying stuff because Happy Place was still a good book. But I'm just having a good time overall just because the two main characters are not toxic. I have another 80 pages that I need to read today, but to be honest, this book has 380 pages or something like that. I'm probably gonna read more than 200 pages a day. Anyway, let's continue reading. Hello everybody, it's currently 5:15, alright? You can see I'm picking up a book for the first time today because it's taken me a long time to do things today. I had some editing to do and then I repotted some plants and now we're reading. So, I am on page 220. Now this book, it has 384 pages. So technically speaking, I still need to read 36 pages in a different book today. So I finished this, and then it's 36 pages in another book. We are reading Funny Story. Let's go. Ta-da! I finished the book, and it's still light out. What? I'm kind of baffled by the fact that it's still light out. I finished Funny Story, and Funny Story was really good. I had my struggles with the ending. I did enjoy it. However, there were like two kind of plot lines that I just, not really plot lines, but two just sentences that were thrown in there that I don't really understand. I'm not going to tell you what it is because I don't want to spoil you, but just, I'm going to have to do some research. But overall, this was very fun. This was very good. I liked it. I had a good time. And I think now it's the perfect time to pick out a new book. It is finally time to get to this book. It is extremely shiny, like the reflection of this is crazy. It hurts my eyes a little bit. But this is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. Morgenstern? No matter if you pronounce it English or German, it's this book. I'm gonna take the dust jacket off because the reflection is really bothering me. Now this is the Illumicrate 10-year anniversary edition of this book. I have absolutely no idea what it's about, as always, but I need to read 36 pages of this today. Now, I'm probably going to get further, but I want to say the font, tiny. Teeny, teeny, tiny. There is a little bookmark, like ribbon thing in there, so that's fun. I also have this book on my Kindle, so I can switch when it's nighttime, because at night I usually read on my Kindle because it's easier and better for my eyes. Let's start reading. Page 38. That's where I'm at right now. I read the required amount for today. I will probably read some more of this book later tonight. So far, it's really good. Do I have any idea what's going on at the moment? No. Right now, it's time for dinner though, so I will just go and make some food. But sometime tonight, I will continue reading this book. And I will keep you updated, as always, because that is kind of my job. Good morning, everybody. It is 9:30. You can hear the birds chirping outside. It's a beautiful morning, I have to say. And I am ready to read a book that is definitely not set at morning. Like, this is probably, like, everything is at midnight. But I am ready to read again. I'm just gonna ignore the fact that you can hear birds in the background. We're just gonna not talk about it. So, but it is bothering me. This bird is very loud. Anyway, I'm gonna continue reading now because my parents are about to make their way to me. And so I don't have all day to read. I'm gonna start reading now in the morning and then I'm gonna stop once they get here, I guess, and read at night again. I'm pretty sure I can get 200 pages done. but I would prefer it to finish the entire book. Now, is that plausible? Does that make sense? Is that logical? Probably not, but I would want to, because I hate leaving a video with an open book, like a book that has not been finished. I don't like it. So we're gonna try our best. I do have about 2 hours until they get here, so let's read. I'm back. My parents just left like 2 minutes ago, and I'm back to reading. So right now I'm on page 84. I have to read until at least page 240 today, because that's about where I started today. The mission is to finish the entire book today. Now, will I be able to do that? Probably, yeah, because right now it's 6 p.m. and I still have like 6 hours until midnight, so I have a lot of time. Also, I would tell you what the book is about, but I don't know yet. It's one of those weird books where you don't really know what's happening. But I'm gonna try my best. So we have this contest that's gonna happen, and we know it's gonna happen between our two main characters. And they've both been training forever, and we know that our male main character, I think his name is Marco, he is trying to bring together the Night Circus, which is what I'm imagining that he's gonna like build up. So he's building up the Night Circus, and our female main character just auditioned to join the Night Circus because she can do magic, so she's auditioning to be like a part of the show. And I'm guessing that the Night Circus will be where they finally will then compete, but it's also like a romance. I'm saying if you liked Caraval, this is similar in the way that you don't really know what's going on. And it's fun, it's good, but at the same time you're like, what is going on? In a good way, not a bad way. Let's read. Alright, let me give you a little nighttime update. Right now, it's 10:30. I am very, very tired because I've been dealing with mean people on the internet all day today. This is what happens when your video goes viral, but to the wrong people. And now people are screaming at you on the internet, and you just have to go through the comments and delete them. Anyway, I'm 128 pages into the book, and I am confused. I'm liking it. I am liking the world. However, I'm struggling real hard. This is not an easy book for me. It's not an easy book for my brain to understand because of the time jumps. Every single chapter has a date when it's set, like when everything takes place. You go from 1891 to 1902, and then you go to 1897, and now you're back at 1891. And I don't get it. Okay, I don't get it. At the beginning I thought, okay, they're just kids now, but then we were somehow in another generation, and now I'm even lost. I'm lost. I genuinely have no idea what's going on in this book, and that's one of the issues that I have. Alright, I just did my skincare. I'm officially far enough into the book that I can say I will leave it for tonight. I will just leave it be. I'm done for the night. It's Sunday night, which means officially this video is over and I read 200 pages a day. However, I'm gonna see you all tomorrow with an update on this book once I finish it, because I will 100% finish this book tomorrow, and I will update you with some final thoughts. So I'm thinking we will see each other tomorrow, and I'm just going to bed now because it's late and I'm tired. Alright, short update time. I finished the book. It is about noon now, so I read all morning. Because this book took me a while. It was just very complex and a lot to understand, so obviously it took me a little longer. I don't think this book has a straightforward plot line that you can follow, which was hard for me because that's what I usually go off of. and it was kind of what I struggled with. We do have a love story, but I would say this love story is very, very secondary. Technically, it's very important, but in my opinion, the development of the love story could have been more, and then it would have been more important. Anyway, I'm kind of glad that I've read it now. I'm kind of glad that it's done. It's over. I'm feeling kind of good about it, but I'm also just like happy that I read so much this past week. It just feels good. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you had a good time watching me read these books. I honestly can only encourage you to try this yourself, you know, to read 200 pages a day for a week and then be like, okay, maybe I can incorporate some more reading into my daily schedule. It doesn't have to be 200 pages, by the way. You can do 50 pages. If you want to challenge yourself and 50 is a lot for you, read 50. If you don't read at all, maybe start with like a chapter a day, which is also fine. I hope you have an awesome day, and I will see you for the next video that I make. Bye! By the way, I'm sorry this video took so long. It's been like 10 days since a video came out, and I really have been trying, but I just didn't have the energy. Also, I went and I donated blood. I mean, you can see it a little bit there. And that just didn't go as planned, and I kind of collapsed, and it wasn't fun. But at least I got free chocolate out of it, so that's good. But yeah, I'm so glad this is done. I'm gonna try be more consistent, but I just had a very not so good 2 weeks. So yeah. Bye!